Winnipeg Jets forward Mark Scheifele continued his scoring tear during Game 3 of the Western Conference Final against the Vegas Golden Knights with his 13th and 14th goals of the playoffs. In doing so, the 25-year-old Scheifele set an NHL record for the most road goals in a single postseason. Of his 14 goals, 11 have come away from Bell MTS Place. He's scored 9 since the start of the second round. During the regular season, the Jets forward finished with 23 goals, only 7 came on the road. Scheifele could have had another, but pesky Marc-Andre Fleury got in the way, twice. The road playoff goals record had been held by Joe Mullen, 1989, and Sidney Crosby, 2009, who scored 10 times on the road during Stanley Cup runs for the Calgary Flames and Pittsburgh Penguins, respectively. With the conference final only 3 games in and another potential series remaining in Scheifele's season, he has a decent shot at the NHL's all-time record for goals in an entire playoffs. Reggie Leach of the Philadelphia Flyers set that record with 19 during the 1976 Stanley Cup playoffs, which was later tied by Jari Kurri of the Edmonton Oilers in 1985. That performance would earn Leach the distinction of being the first and only skater to win the Conn Smythe Trophy in a losing effort. Scheifele is certainly hoping for a different outcome. The Golden Knights would take Game 3, 4-2, to grab a 2-1 series lead. More conference finals schedule, TV info. NBC's Stanley Cup Playoff Hub. Sean Leahy is a writer for Pro Hockey Talk on NBC Sports. Drop him a line at pitblog@nbcsports.com or follow him on Twitter at Sean Leahy. One of the fascinating subplots in the Western Conference playoffs has been watching opposing players trying, and failing, to hit Winnipeg Jets defenseman Dustin Byfuglien. Given that Byfuglien is listed at 6'5", 260 pounds and is one of the biggest and strong players in the league, it is not uncommon to see him run over people, and he has been crushing people all postseason, just as he has done throughout his entire career. Late in the second period of Game 3 of the Western Conference Final on Wednesday night, he found a new way to demonstrate just how absurdly strong he is when he tried to single-handedly end a scrum around the Vegas net by pulling 2 players off of the pile, one with each hand, like they were a couple of rag dolls. Just watch it in the video above and shake your head in disbelief. The 2 players he is pulling across the ice there are not exactly small individuals either. In his left hand he has Thomas Nosek, listed at 6'3", 210 pounds. In his right hand is Colin Miller, listed at 6'1", 190 pounds. He just pulled them away like they were nothing. Dustin Byfuglien is a strong man. More conference finals schedule, TV info. NBC's Stanley Cup Playoff Hub. Some big lineup news for the Winnipeg Jets heading into Game 3 of the Western Conference Final on Wednesday night, as they will be without forward Nikolai Ehlers. Ehlers did not take part in warm-ups, while rookie forward Jack Roslovic will draw into the lineup. Brandon Tanev skated in Ehlers' place on the second line next to Paul Stastny and Patrick Lane. The 21-year-old Ehlers is one of the Jets' core players and is coming off another strong regular season performance that saw him score 29 goals in 82 games. That success has not continued in the playoffs, however, as he has yet to score a goal in 13 postseason games. This will be the second game he has missed this postseason. According to Ken Wiebe of the Winnipeg Sun, it is not a healthy scratch and Ehlers is dealing with some sort of undisclosed ailment. Tanev, meanwhile, has been surprisingly productive in the playoffs and enters Game 3 with 4 goals and 2 points. In 61 regular season games, he had just 8 goals and 10 assists. On the Vegas side, the Golden Knights will once again be without David Perron, who will miss his second consecutive game. Tomas Tatar, fresh off of his strong Game 2 performance that saw him score his first goal of the playoffs, will once again play in his spot. Backup goalie Malcolm Subban was also not on the ice for warm-ups and will be replaced by Maxime Lagacé. More Conference Finals schedule, TV info. NBC's Stanley Cup Playoff Hub. The NHL announced on Wednesday that Kevin Cheveldayoff of the Winnipeg Jets, George McPhee of the Vegas Golden Knights and Steve Yzerman of the Tampa Bay Lightning are the three finalists for the 2018 General Manager of the Year award. The NHL's 31 GMs and a panel of league executives, print and broadcast media voted on the award following the conclusion of the second round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll find out the winner during the 2018 NHL Awards on June 20 in Las Vegas. The case for Kevin Cheveldayoff, a few key signings and one big move at the NHL trade deadline has helped Cheveldayoff's Jets reach the Western Conference Final for the first time in franchise history. Adding Dmitry Kulikov was a bonus for the Blue Line in the regular season, but strengthening the core by handing extensions to Connor Hellebuyck, Nikolai Ehlers, Brian Little, Ben Sherratt, Brandon Tanev and Andrew Copp aided in this deep playoff run. Boosting their Stanley Cup hopes was the February 26 trade that brought Paul Stastny to Winnipeg for prospect Eric Foley and 2 conditional draft picks. Since coming over, Stastny has 10 goals and 28 points in 33 regular season and playoff games. The case for George McPhee, using the NHL's expansion draft rules to his advantage, McPhee made shrewd deals to add draft picks and impact players while creating the franchise's first-ever roster. Success came right off the bat, and the Golden Knights ended the 2017-18 season by becoming the first modern-era expansion team from the 4 major North American professional sports league to win its division. By advancing to the Western Conference Final, Vegas became the 3rd team in NHL history to win multiple playoff rounds in their first season. The case for Steve Yzerman, the Lightning set franchise records for wins, 54, and points, 113, during a season that saw them claim a 3rd division title. Yzerman strengthened his roster by adding veterans Dan Girardi and Chris Kunitz over the summer, as well as re-signing forward Yanni Gourde, who finished 4th on the team in scoring with 25 goals and 64 points. Also getting extensions were key cogs Andre Palat and Tyler Johnson, who were both on the team in 2015 and 2016, when Tampa last went deep in the playoffs. Like Cheveldayoff, Yzerman was active at the trade deadline and added Ryan McDonagh and JT Miller from the New York Rangers to add depth to his forward group and defense core. 2018 NHL Award finalists: Hart Trophy, Ted Lindsay Award, Jack Adams Award, Mark Messier NHL Leadership Award, King Clancy Trophy, Calder Trophy, Bill Masterton Trophy, Lady Byng Trophy, Norris Trophy, Selk Trophy, Vezina Trophy. More Conference Finals schedule, TV info. NBC's Stanley Cup Playoff Hub. Sean Leahy is a writer for Pro Hockey Talk on NBC Sports. Drop him a line at pitblog@nbcsports.com or follow him on Twitter at Sean Leahy.